You're not distracted because you lack discipline. You're distracted because your brain has been chemically hijacked, and the science proves it. Right now, as you watch this, your brain is craving its next hit of dopamine. Every notification, every scroll, every just one more video is rewiring your neural pathways, shrinking your attention span, and destroying your ability to focus on what actually matters. Here's what you'll discover in the next 15 minutes. The neuroscience behind why you can't focus for more than 8 seconds. How social media turned your brain into a slot machine. The hidden brain circuit that keeps you trapped in distraction loops. And the exact protocol to reverse the damage in 21 days, backed by science. This isn't a motivational speech. This is your brain's instruction manual. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reprogram your mind. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Your attention span has collapsed. A 2025 Swedish study tracked over 8,000 children for 4 years and found that heavy social media users experienced measurable declines in their ability to concentrate. We're not talking about feeling distracted. We're talking about structural changes in how the brain processes information. Here's what the research shows. People who spend more than 3 hours daily on platforms like TikTok and Instagram show signs of fragmented memory recall and chronic overstimulation. Participants with less than 2 hours of daily social media use maintain significantly better content retention and sustained attention. The effect is specific to social media. Television and video games don't produce the same cognitive damage. Why? Because social media isn't designed for entertainment. It's designed for addiction. Every app you use is engineered by neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists to exploit your brain's reward system. The infinite scroll, the red notification badges, the variable reward schedule, these aren't accidents. They're weapons-grade psychology designed to keep you hooked. And it's working. Your brain has been hacked. Let's talk about dopamine, the molecule at the center of your distraction addiction. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. That's wrong. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It's what your brain releases when it expects a reward, not when it receives one. Here's how social media exploits this. Every time you pick up your phone, your brain doesn't know if you'll get a like, a message, or nothing. That uncertainty triggers a dopamine spike. You're not checking Instagram because it makes you happy. You're checking it because your brain is anticipating the possibility of a reward. It's the exact same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. But here's where it gets worse. Recent research from Northwestern University discovered that dopamine signals in 2 key brain areas, the nucleus accumbens shell and core, respond differently to negative experiences. When you encounter something aversive or stressful online, your brain releases dopamine to help you learn to avoid it. But constant exposure to unpredictable stimuli on social media disrupts this system, creating overactive avoidance patterns linked to anxiety, OCD, and depression. A 2025 study on addiction identified a specific brain circuit, the paraventricular thalamus, that drives the vicious cycle of addictive behavior. This circuit links stress, negative emotions, and compulsive seeking behavior. Every time you reach for your phone out of boredom or anxiety, you're activating this circuit, strengthening the neural pathways that trap you in distraction loops. The result? Your brain is now hardwired for fragmentation, not focus. You've probably heard of dopamine detoxing, the idea that you can reset your brain by avoiding all pleasurable activities for 24 to 48 hours. Here's the problem. That's not how dopamine works. Dopamine isn't something you can simply deplete and refill like a gas tank. It's a complex neurotransmitter that operates in coordination with serotonin, endogenous opioids, orexin, and dozens of other brain chemicals. Different dopamine neurons have different functions. Some motivate you to pursue rewards, others help you learn from negative experiences. Dopamine detoxing, as popularized online, oversimplifies the science. Cutting out all pleasurable activities can actually do more harm than good, because dopamine is essential for normal behavior and learning. But here's what is true. you can reduce your dependence on instant gratification and retrain your brain to find satisfaction in slower, more meaningful activities. The goal isn't to eliminate dopamine, it's to recalibrate your reward threshold so that normal life feels rewarding again. Think of it this way: if you eat candy all day, an apple tastes boring. But if you stop eating candy for 3 weeks, suddenly that apple tastes incredible. We need to make your brain taste the apple again. Now let's get practical. Here's the science-backed protocol to reverse distraction addiction. Phase 1. Weeks 1 to 2. Detachment. First, remove variable rewards. Turn off all notifications except calls from saved contacts. Delete social media apps from your phone and keep them browser-only with intentional login. Use grayscale mode on your device. Color triggers dopamine responses. Second, create friction. Place your phone in a different room when working. Use app blockers during focus hours like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Research shows that even small barriers dramatically reduce compulsive checking. Third, replace high dopamine activities. Swap scrolling for walking without devices. Read physical books instead of articles. Engage in activities with delayed gratification. Cooking, exercise, learning an instrument. Phase 2. Weeks 3 to 4. Rewiring. Fourth, implement deep work blocks. Start with just 25 minutes of single-task focus using the Pomodoro technique. Gradually increase to 90-minute deep work sessions. Your brain will literally build new neural pathways through neuroplasticity, but only if you're consistent. Fifth, try neurostimulation techniques. Research on smartphone addiction shows that transcranial direct current stimulation targeting the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex significantly improves executive control and decision-making. While that requires equipment, you can activate the same brain region through meditation and cognitively demanding tasks. Sixth, strategic social media return. After 21 days, reintroduce social media with strict time boundaries. Use it as a tool, not a default behavior. Schedule specific times rather than impulsive checking. The science. Studies on addiction recovery show that 4 weeks of consistent intervention produces measurable improvements in executive control, increased P300 brain wave amplitudes in frontal and parietal regions, and enhanced inhibition control. Your brain can change, but you have to give it time. Here's what nobody talks about. Distraction isn't the problem. Distraction is the symptom. You're not scrolling because social media is fun. You're scrolling because silence is uncomfortable. You're avoiding boredom, anxiety, self-doubt, or the hard work required to change your life. The paraventricular thalamus circuit we discussed earlier? It doesn't just drive addiction. It drives avoidance behavior. Every time you reach for your phone when you're stressed, you're teaching your brain that distraction is the solution to discomfort. You're reinforcing the neural pathways that keep you trapped. The breakthrough happens when you realize the discomfort you're avoiding is exactly where your growth lives. Instead of reaching for your phone when you're anxious, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I avoiding? What would I be doing if I wasn't distracted? Sit with the discomfort for 60 seconds. Don't solve it. Don't suppress it. Just observe it. Research shows that this metacognitive awareness is one of the most powerful tools for breaking compulsive behavior patterns. Your brain's addiction to distraction isn't a character flaw. It's a survival mechanism gone haywire in the modern world. But once you understand how it works, you can take back control. Here's the bottom line. Your brain is addicted to distractions because billion-dollar companies engineered it that way. But you have something they don't account for: neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself based on what you consistently do. In 21 days, you can rebuild your attention span. In 21 days, you can reclaim your focus. In 21 days, you can reprogram your mind. But it starts right now. Not tomorrow. Not after you finish scrolling. Right now. Here's your challenge. 5. Put your phone in another room. 4. Turn off notifications. 3. Pick one meaningful task. 2. Set a 25-minute timer. 1. Begin. Stop letting algorithms write your life story. You weren't meant to be distracted. You were meant to build, create, and focus on what truly matters. The question is, will you let your brain stay hijacked, or will you take back control? Your move.